Hello, everybody. Welcome to the episode 6 of the Lacey Log Cabin Quilt Top. That's our part of our Quilts in Italy series based on this book. This is a Fassett book. And down in the description, if you would like to purchase one of these books, I have an Amazon link where you can purchase this. It's a great book. There's 20 different quilt patterns in it. And my Quilt in Italy series is based on the patterns in this book. Excuse me. Welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday. My goodness. What a beautiful fall sunny day it is here in north central Illinois. So this is the quilt we've been working on right here. This is the Lacey Log Cabin Quilt Top. In yesterday's episode, we finished all 64 blocks. Have a look. Let's see here. Let me swap my camera. There we go. Have a look. There they are. They're all laid out behind my sewing machine, just in time for me to start setting these all together. That's what we are going to do today. We are going to finish this quilt top. Oh my goodness, so exciting. Now then, I had them laid out in the stack. So there were 16 numbered groups of blocks, 4 blocks in each group. I am now going to piece them 4 blocks together to make a larger square. And then I will make 4 of those units together to make a 4th of the quilt top. And that's how I'm going to set them all together. So I have them kind of laid out in the order that I want. So I'll be picking up groups of 4. And you can watch me. What I'm going to do here, let me walk around to the other side of the table. Excuse me. So what I'm going to be doing, you can see my hands right here. I'm going to be stacking 4 of these into a group to be sewn together. So 1, 2, oops. There's one stack. There's another one. I will end up with 4 stacks of blocks. And you can arrange these in any direction that you want, just so it pleases your eye. This is what I came up with. There they are. There's my 4 groups. And I'm going to work on one group at a time. Okay. There. Excuse me. You go back to the other side of my table now. Feel free to ask any questions as we're going through the process here. Hi, Tracy. Yes, it is an exciting day. It always is when, let me swap my camera here. It is an exciting day when we get to finish a quilt top. Oh my gosh. I counted yesterday and there is 1,088 pieces of fabric, individual pieces of fabric in this quilt top. Oh my goodness. So exciting. I think it's going to be quite lovely. And I'm ready to get started. Okay. Let me swap to my camera here. Here's my coffee. Always have my coffee ready. Okay, so here's our first group right here that we're going to use. There's 4 different quilt blocks, 4 of each. So we're just going to get started, and I'm going to start sewing these blocks together. Okay. And then once I get my 4 groups made, I will lay them out again, and I can rotate them however I want to just pick up on the randomness of this scrappy look that I'm after here. Okay. Here we go. We're going to get started. setting 64 quilt blocks together to make our beautiful finished Lacey log cabin quilt. And the only thing I'm trying to do, I'm rotating my blocks so I don't have to match up any seam lines for this step anyway. Later I know I will have to match some up, but that's okay. And I found my other piecing foot that I really like to use, and that's what I'm using today. Okay, I have 4 of these to put together. So each one of my stacks that I've made has 16 quilt blocks in them. 16. Woohoo. And all I'm being careful is just lining up all the raw edges. Excuse me. And yes, I'm going to chain piece when I do this as well. Hi Vanessa, happy Sunday. There's half of them out of that stack. Goodness. Hoo-wee. Wonderful fall day with all the wonderful, for me, allergies that go with it. As you can see here, I have my magnifying lenses on, just in case I need to see a close-up of my needle and all that stuff. I really like having those on a machine. These are made by Baby Lock, and they're really handy to have. Especially if you're like me and your vision is not the best, or is not what it used to be. There's 2 lenses, so you can adjust the intensity of the magnification there. Now we got 2 more to go here. Let's see. Let's do it like this. And what I did when I grouped my stacks of blocks together, I was trying to really be careful that that I didn't get a lot of the same fabrics next to each other. That's my only concern when I'm making a scrappy quilt, is that the fabrics don't bunch up together as far as being the same fabric right next to each other throughout the quilt. Okay. And Vanessa, I will debut that fabric on my next episode of Quilts in the Week after it's in. So if anybody wants to make one exactly like I'm making, you will have that opportunity to do so. Well, Vanessa, you can go to any baby lock retailer and get one of these magnifying lens sets. I know it fits on my, this is the Solaris. It also fits the Altair, the Destiny, the Crescendo, the Chorus. Any of the baby lock machines that have, hold on a minute, these two little square holes right up here where my fingers are. So as you can see, this edge of the machine right up here has to be able to take that square plug. And there's nothing electrical about it. That's just what holds it in place right there. Okay. It is a very handy tool to have, let me tell you. I was so happy when Baby Lock released those 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago they released that. One of my very favorite accessories. Especially when you're sewing. Okay. I was looking for my foot and ran across these. Thought, oh, I'm going to get my magnifying lenses out today to use. Okay. Now I could sew these in long rows, 8 rows of 8 blocks, but I like breaking up blocks so I can make break up a big quilt top into 4 sections. So I just have to piece a quarter section at a time, setting the blocks together, and then I don't have all that bulk to contend with. Just a little bit of major bulk at the very end. Okay. Those are done. Let's get those cut apart. And then I'm going to sew these together again. So what I've got now, I've got 2 blocks sewn together right here. Now I'm going to sew these halves with the first halves. Two. So what I will end up with for this group right here I'm working on, I will end up with four sections of 4 blocks sewn together. Okay. Those over here. And for this to work for me, I just like to make it so that all 4 are pieced set together exactly alike. And then that will help, for me, it will help me in the long run to keep everything organized how I want it. Okay. Now on these long seam lines, I am going to backstitch. Well, I don't really have to, because if I have piecing all the way to the edge of a quilt, I will stay stitch around it, the entire perimeter, and that'll keep those seam lines from coming undone. I will do that with this quilt so that you can actually see that process. Because, I don't always like to put borders on a quilt. I just want piecing all the way to the edges. Hi, Mary. Mary, the only difference between the two is the actual size of it, okay? But I will tell you, the new digital dual feed foot, which I am getting one of those myself. sometimes when you're piecing, especially when you're piecing with a lot of bulk, it will get caught on the front edge of that digital dual feed foot. The new one is slimmer and it sets up at a different angle, so that will not happen. Both the new and the old foot digital dual feed, the new one's called the compact digital dual feed. They both take the same foot plates. So if you have foot plates, you don't have to rebuy those. They'll work on the new one as well. Okay. Let me see where I'm at here. I'm going to spread this one out so I can make sure I do the other three just alike. But there's what the first 4 blocks set together will look like right there. Woohoo. I'm just going to spread that out right there and keep on going. So that will go like that. And this one will come like this. Right there. Okay. And with me, I just like to be consistent. This is just part of me being consistent with how I set everything together. Taking my time, keeping the raw edges aligned, all that fun stuff. Oh, you're welcome, Mary. I think it's a worthwhile. The new compact digital dual feed foot. I think it's worth the investment. For sure. Do. Here we go. Okay. And one more. Get this one sewn here. Those 4, that first group will be completed. Then we'll move on to the next one. Now, if you wanted to, you could pin this all together and all that fun stuff, but it's really setting together quite nicely. So I'm going to not do that if I don't have to. But you could totally use straight pins or wonder clips to match all these seams with. Okay. So there are those 4 units complete. They are all identical. Woohoo! Yeah, it's okay. There are those. So I'm going to fold those in half and put them over to the side. And there's my next group. Okay. So here's the next one right here. These 4 here. Give me a sip of my coffee. And we're going to keep on getting these blocks sewn together. Okay. So much fun. Oh my goodness. When I piece a log cabin, I've really thought of my Meemaw a lot and my aunts, because they made a lot of log cabin quilts. They made a lot of them. Log cabin is a great way to use up scraps. And for them, of course, they would turn old clothing. When they retired a piece of clothing, it would be cut up into strips and repurposed into a log cabin quilt. Which that is on my agenda to do. I have a lot of clothes I never wear anymore. And I'm going to go through some of my dress shirts and make a log cabin, make a quilt out of them. I think that could be fun. Okay, then we got these 4 to do. And see, everybody, this is the part that goes so much quicker because it's just nice big long seams. No, Vanessa, I don't. I lost all of my sewing stuff in 2008, all of my quilts and everything, to Hurricane Ike in Texas in 2008. I have nothing sewing wise or quilt wise that predates 2008. It was all lost in a hurricane. I did have quilts that my Meemaw and some of my aunts had made, but those were all lost. And when something like that happens, whether it be from a hurricane or a flood or a fire, you just start over. That's all you can do. You just start over. It's all good. Okay, moving right along. Yeehaw. You know, coming from the Midwest and all, when I moved to the Gulf Coast, yeah, I always thought a hurricane, the danger, what got you was the wind. And no, it's the water that gets you in a hurricane. That's what causes most of the damage. That storm surge, let me tell you, it's nothing to take lightly. Nothing to take lightly. It took 1.5 years to get the house put back together from all the damage. And getting through the hurricane, the storm itself is bad enough. But the real hard part is dealing with the aftermath of all the storm chasers and oh my gosh, it was horrible. It was horrible. It was almost actually having to deal with the storm chasers was worse than dealing with the hurricane damage. And, you know, if you live in a hurricane area, you have to have, you don't have to, but you should have 3 types of house insurance. Your homeowner's policy, your windstorm policy, which is administered by whatever state you live in, and flood insurance, which is administered by the federal government. Well, let me tell you something. In my hurricane experience, I was fully insured to the max. It did not pay for everything, let me tell you. Did not pay for everything. doing this right? Yes. Okay. There we go. No, but so now the quilts that I have are those that I have made. I don't have any family quilts anymore. It's all good. You know, life teaches us many lessons, and what I learned from going through my hurricane is that stuff is just stuff. You can always replace stuff, but you can't replace those that you love. So it's just stuff. But boy, howdy, look here. We're moving right along on this quilt top. Woohoo. Alrighty, there's that set done. I'll open this up and have a look at this group once I get these snipped apart. Here, let's look at this one. Here we go. Once that's pressed, that'll all be nice and neat. I did not press my blocks. I'd thought about it, and that just wasn't going to happen, but there is that group. Now I have 4 units like this. Okay. And onward to the next one. Yeah, that's okay. Hold on here. Do Do I need to make a last minute adjustment? Something looks off. Just a sec. Nope. Nope. And there's a group right there. There. Okay, just a minute, everybody. I may have to make a last minute audition here. I don't want those are too many together just alike. So let me see. I want to change out one of these, I think. Actually, that's going to go there. This one's going to go right there. And those can come to this stack. Okay. Now we're good to go. See, you can just make a last minute change if you want to. It's all good. No, Tracy, I do not have the back. I do have the binding. I'm probably going to use this fabric right here for the binding for this quilt top. But I do not have the backing fabric picked out just yet. Haven't decided on that one yet. Let's see here. There we go. I've actually now got 3. This will be my 3rd quilt out of that book. Which means I have to start thinking about backing fabric and all of that for the other 2 that I've made. But I will tell you, I have a lot more unfinished quilts than just what I'm making out of this book right now. I always have a stack of unfinished quilt tops. They're not all super large quilts, but they're not all super small either. Yeah, I thought that fabric I used for the chimney, the center of each one of these blocks, would make nice for the binding. It'll help pull that fabric out from the centers to the edge. I've got enough fabric from all of these fabrics, most of them, that I could do the binding. I might make a pieced back out of this one. I haven't decided yet. And use some of the fabric from the top in the back of it. We'll see. Okay, and these right here. Okay. So what I'm doing, I had my 64 blocks. I'm now sewing 4 blocks together. So I have units of 4 quilt blocks sewn together. That's where I'm at now. Now, if you have the book, there's actually a layout diagram in there, but I just kind of did my own thing instead of doing it that way. Simply because none of this is Kaffe fabric. This is out of my stash. Woohoo. Okay. Those for these halves sewn together. And these, what I have here is kind of large and heavy. It's just easier to do this thread snipping with my scissors instead of my gypsy cutter thingy. My gypsy cutter, this little gizmo here that I use when I'm actually doing the chain piecing. Excuse me. So, there's that. Oh, it's going to be pretty. It's going to be a pretty group. Then, that way or that way. I'm going to go that way, I think. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I like that way, I think, the best. I'm just being careful to keep my raw edges lined up nice and neat as they go under the needle. Just keeping on, everybody. Tomorrow I have... I'll be going back to the eye surgeon for a follow-up. My first follow-up since the eye surgery 2 weeks ago. It'll be 2 weeks ago tomorrow. And I know they're going to dilate my eyes again, and I'm just over that being done. I've had it done so much over the last couple of weeks. Over the last 3 weeks, actually. I'm ready to be done with that. Getting it done. My big trip is coming up this week. I leave Wednesday to visit Austin, Texas. Looking forward to that. Woohoo. And what I'm doing there, I'm just lining up my seam lines. And with finishing this little piece right here, all of those groups of 4 will be done. This is my third group of 4. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. So there's that group of 4. I have 4 units just like this one. Very nice. That leaves me one more group to do, and I'll have everything converted down. All 64 loose blocks will now be done into 4 groups like what I just showed you. So, let's see here. 4 of those, right? Yes. Get these laid out again. Excusez-moi. I think I am going to switch 2 of these. No, I'm going to leave them like that. That's how they're going to be. Right, there we go. Okay. Now, back in the day, when I was trying to really randomize quilt blocks, I'd put all my quilt blocks in a bag and just randomly draw them out of the bag, sew together. And as long as they weren't 2 identical blocks, that's how I would do it. It's a great way to really, truly randomize the layout of a lot of blocks. If you have a lot, especially if you have a lot of scrappy ones, it's a great way to do that. Thought I was missing a block. No, it was stuck underneath here. Oh, I started to get worried. I said, wait a minute. There's only 3 of those. Nope, they're all there. I don't know why I did that. Let me just reattach that. Because that's, oops. There we go. There we go. I'll just keep them in order. That just makes it easier on me in the long run. Okay, here we go. Moving right along. Finishing this group I'm working on right now. I will actually have all the blocks converted into 4 block units. All right. And we'll get these cut apart and then sewn together again. And I will have 4 groups of 4 units of 4 blocks each. You'll see. Oops. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. Now then. Like that. Yes, yes. Okay. Remember when I first started this, I said 4 is an important number for this particular quilt. Everything is pieced and repieced and grouped into multiples of 4. So there were 16 groups of 4 blocks each. 16 is evenly divisible by 4. Yeah, so it's just a numbers thing with me. Sometimes it's just how my brain works, all about the numbers. It's a good thing. Stop cramping. Here we go. There and there. And we've almost got I got this one and one more to set together, and everything, all 64 blocks, will now be in units sewn together of 4 blocks each. So the way the math works out on this, once you get to this stage, you have your quilt top, believe it or not, halfway pieced. If you're just going to go by the sheer numbers of it. Those of you that have watched me for a while, you know I'm all about the math. It's one thing I love about making quilts is the geometry that's involved. It's all about geometry. One more. One more. Okay. get these cut apart and we'll have a look at that group. 1, maybe 4 of them. 2, 3, 4. And here is this group of 4 sewn together. Here we go. Come here, you. There we go. That'll lay nice and flat after it's pressed. Okay. Now the really fun part is sewing all of these units together. So I have to put my thinking cap on here for just a moment. Let's see here. Okay. I have my plan down in my head. This is where I get to like improvise and twist and turn them some and all that fun stuff. I think I'm going to go with that one right there. Gonna go with that one right there. Now I'm going to do all 4 of these. And this will be a group now of 2 2x4 blocks. And we'll get all of our blocks set to this norm next. Open this one up back here so I can see what I did on my previous one. Let's see here. Just gonna go there. That one will go gray next to the coral. Okay. So I want these to line up together right here. Here we go. So when I get this run when I get done with the run I'm on right now, I will have 8 units of 2 blocks by 4 blocks. Right? Yes. Because 8 times 8 is 64. That is correct, yes. Right there. There we go. Do, 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 do. You know, just this is something you definitely want to. You're getting to the point now where I have more fabric to maneuver, and I'm just going to take my time and just double check and make sure all of my raw edges are staying aligned as I'm stitching them down and setting this quilt top together. Okay. Remember, when I'm done, I'm going to stay stitch all around the edge of my quilt top. And what that does is it prevents any of the piecing from coming undone, because I am not going to have a border on this quilt. And that is why I'm going to stay stitch everything down. Okay. There's that part is done. So I'm going to cut these apart and stack them. Starting to look a lot like a quilt top. Woohoo! Okay. So what I've got here, let me open one of these up and you'll see where I'm at. So I've been sewing 2 of my units that were 4 blocks each into, let me move this camera angle back as much as I can. You'll get a better look that way. But you'll see right there. There we go. Oops. Yeah, I just knocked something over. It's okay. I'll just put it over my machine and then we can get a better look. There is 4 blocks this way, 2 down this way. I have 4 units just like this. Okay. I'm going to make my second group like that out of the remaining blocks. Okay. Let me make sure I got this all set back up like it was. You know, I'm going to fix that so it doesn't happen again. I am going to lock my screen, and now if I touch it, it won't do anything. Okay. Next, we have, I'm going to repeat what I just did on this. Ooh, and that means we will have we will have this step complete. That is the winning combo right there, I think. No, let's see. Let's see. That is, though, right there. Okay. Here we go. To do right there. Moving right along, everybody. Woohoo. Then what I'll do next, once I get this group I'm working on right now done, I will make, this is going to give me 8 units of 8 blocks each, sewn together 2 blocks by 4 blocks, okay? Then I will sew those together again and will give me 4 units of 4 by 4 blocks. That means 4 quarters of the finished quilt top. And then I'll just have to set the 4 quarters together to finish it off. Which means literally I am 3 groups away from being done, is what that means. Okay. Excuse me. Woohoo. Get that seam lined up nice and neat. And one more unit to go. Let's see here. Right there. Then, right here. Right. That's right. 10-4. That is correctamundo. Okay. Get that one restarted. It slid off the edge there, so I'm going to redo that. It happens. That's what happens when you're not paying attention. My mind wandered a little bit right there. There we go. Now we're back on track. Getting it done. There we go. All right. We now have sewn everything together, and it is into 8 units of 8 blocks each. 2x4 block units. So the next step, we're going to sew these 2 groups together. Let's get a look at what this one looks like. There we go. Pretty. Okay. So next, I'm going to set this up here and leave that one there. I'm going to take 1 unit from each one, and I'm going to set these all together. So when I finish this step, I will have 4 units of 16 blocks set together, 4 blocks by 4 blocks. That is my next step. Let's see how I'm going to do this. Here. Okay. Yep. I'm just making sure I don't have 2 of the same fabrics touching each other. That's all I'm doing here. Nope, it's got to go the other way. That works. Okay. I have 4 long seams to make, and I'll have this step complete. here I'm just going to take my time and get this all set together nice and even and neat. A little closer look at that now. Here we go. But by setting your blocks together this way, it eliminates having 8 long rows of blocks to have to set together. It's breaking it down into much smaller units, so you still end up with one super long seam as opposed to having 8 of them. Okay. And I'm just going to cut it at the end of each one simply because, so as you can see here, let's just take a look at this. Here we go. So now you can see I'm going to make 4 of these units here. Okay. 4 of these right here to set together. Okay. So this is what I just did right here. That's my long seam. Okay. And when we go there, this one, here we go there. Okay. So I will end up with 4 units just alike. That. Let's see here. I'm going to set these right back here. Okay. Tell you what, once I get these 4 seams done, I will only have 2 more long seams to do, and this quilt top will be complete. Woohoo! I am close enough right now I can see the end of the rainbow. Getting this quilt top complete. Woohoo! So exciting. redo that one just a little bit, go over it again and adjust that seam allowance. Let's see here. Going on. It's getting long enough that now I officially really do need to pin this, everybody. So that's what I will do for the remainder of this. This will make the seams not want to slide so much as I move. Since I've got so much bulk, it's wanting to pull that way, and that's why it's doing what it's doing. This would happen to, regardless of what machine you are sewing on. This applies to all of them. Okay. Just going to pin the major intersection. This. It'll just help keep it all nice and neat and tidy and lined up. We are getting so close. Now then, got 2 more units to do like this one, so I'm actually going to pin both of them together before I continue sewing. Let's see here. Hold on just a second. Where is I at here? Oh, I see. Well, that's okay. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Go over here. No. No. So, let's see. La, da, da, da. What did I do? So my 4 quarter units will not be exactly alike because I rotated something during one of it, but that's okay. It'll work out. This is a scrappy look anyway. It'll work out for the best. I gotta look at one of these real quick. Do. Wait a minute. Is that right? That's right. Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. That and that right there, right? Right. Okay. It's going to be okay. Right there. I'm just going to put pins right here in my seams where the corners of the blocks meet. That'll help keep everything else lined up where I want it. It's all good. It's all good. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so close, everybody. I have 2 more seams here. I have a total of 4 more long seams to go, and my quilt top will be complete. It's a good thing. Truly it is. Okay, so there's that one. I want to do this one too. Let's see. No. We do it here. It's going to go right there. Okay, got that figured out. Got that figured out. Okay, get these 2 seams done, and then I'll have 2 more to go to finish my quilt top. Alrighty. Here we go. Woohoo. Pinning really helped on these long seams. Pinning really helped. Yes, indeedy. It did. Okay. Okay, there's that one. Looks nice. Very, very good. Okay, one more to go. Then my 4/4 of the quilt top will be completely pieced. Okay. Wowzer. All right, there's all 4/4 done, everybody. Woohoo. So next, I'm going to make 2 units of 4 blocks by 8 blocks, which would be 2 halves of the quilt top. Oh my gosh, it is so... 3 more seams, and this will be a completely finished quilt. How awesome is that? Now then. Let's just see here. Can I do that? It's good. It's good. And that's perfect. Okay. So there's that half. I'm just going to pin them as I go here. There's just a lot of bulk now, and it just makes it easier to feed the fabric in. And all I'm doing, I'm just pinning where the blocks are joined together. Basically the four corners of each seam line that meets. I'm going to put a pin in there to get that done. Okay. And one there. And one here. And here at the end. Okay. Yeah, we'll get this one sewn down. Okay. Now I'm sewing. I just finished making 4 units of 16 blocks, 4 blocks by 4 blocks. Yes, Tracy, we're in the home stretch. Woohoo! So excited. Okay. There we go. Come on, you. Come on out there. There we go. Okay. Just adjusting the bulk, everybody. Adjusting the bulk. Okay. This is half of a quilt top right here. Okay. Let's see if we can get a look at it. Won't be able to see it all at one go, but yeah, you'll get to get the idea of it here. There we go. But once I've got it done, we'll pin it up on my design wall and you'll get a better look at it then. here at the end of today's show. There we go. Woohoo. Now we'll set this piece to the side. And I've got another piece the same size to do. So there's that one. And this one. Let's see. Did that work out? No. No. And would this work out? No. Let's do the other edge. Okay, let's try this side here. Maybe. Like that better, I think. About here. No. No. Okay. Let me see here. You know what? Now, I'm not going to be able to show you this on camera, but I'm going to have to lay this out on the floor so I can get a better look at it. Hold on just a minute, everyone. Let's see where we want to be. That would work there like that. Okay. This one. Okay, got it. Woohoo. Let me give me a sip of my coffee here. Let me get this seam pinned together. So what I was doing, everybody, and I'm sorry, but my camera would not reach the area that I was at. I was laying down my units here and just making sure I did not have two colors touching each other for these blocks. Just getting my final laid out down on the floor. I just spread them out on the floor in the next room. But we are good to go. I have 2 seams left to do on this quilt top. I will be pinning the seams together. Oops, and right there, looky there, I cannot do that. So, I have to go back to the drawing board. I am going, let's everybody take a 5-minute intermission. There we go. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm going to get this. Okay, everybody, I am back. Got it figured out. Yes, I am back. Now I just have to go back to pinning. 2 more seams and this quilt top will be complete. I had to go lay it out on my long arm to figure it out. Okay. Let's swap our camera and we're going to start pinning. That's right. Go there. It's just right here. This is it. Okay. Okay, let's get this pinning done. Okay. Pin, pin, pin. Get the pinning done, then we're going to stitch this seam line down and we'll have 1 more to go. Yeehaw. So excited. Okay. There we go. Now then. Get a little closer in on this stretch. There we go. We still have 2 seams and then the stay stitching around the entire perimeter of the quilt top. If you put borders on, you normally don't need to do stay stitching. But if you have piecing all the way to the edge of your quilt top, it is a wise choice to stay stitch all the edges so that when it's being quilted, you're doing it or someone else, the seams will not be pulled apart when it's put under tension. Okay. Now we're moving, everybody. We're in the home stretch, officially. Officially in that home stretch. Here we go. Maintaining that perfect 1/4 inch seam throughout. And of course, that was 1 full bobbin. I started with a full bobbin and it just now popped on here right at the end. But that's okay. Let's put in another bobbin. It's wanting another bobbin. Come on, you. Oh. Here we go. Okay. And I'm sure I have. Do I not have another bobbin? Hold on. Sure I do. Not you. I'm going to have to wind a bobbin, everybody. I've used up all my easy bobbins to use. So, oh my goodness, let's wind a bobbin. No, Mary, I am not using pre-wound bobbins. And yes, I will use a 1/4 inch for my stay stitching. Absolutely, I will. Okay. I'll at least be able to finish off this cone of thread anyway. Okay. Where did you go? I'll just use this one. It's okay. There we go. I'm so excited. It's almost complete. Woohoo! Oh. That should be enough to finish. It's about half a bobbin. At least I finished off a whole cone of thread, right? Okay. So I'll just rethread. Had to rethread the upper threading anyway when you wind a bobbin. At least you do when you're using these big cones of thread. Hey, Bubbo. Hey, Bobby Bows. What you doing, Bubbo? Yes, who's my good boy? Yes, you are. Okay. Now we can pick up where we left off and keep on going. Relock my screen. Okay. Everybody, we're close. Very close to having this seam done, which means there's only one seam left to do for this quilt top. So exciting. Yes, it is, Tracy. It's saying, oh, please don't stop sewing when you get this one done. Sew on something else. It is making me work for it, that's for sure. Okay. And I just realized I will have to have more bobbin thread than that for my stay stitching. It's okay. Now, next, let's zoom out here. I have, and now I know why that ended up like that. I have to lay this out and get my final seam lined up, and then we'll be able to pin that together. So I'm going to try to do it in here on this camera. We'll see if I can do it or not. Okay. Okay. And there's where it should go. What about this one? Okay. It's all good. Now. Okay. Definitely not like that. Or like that one. Had to be this side then. There. 1, 2, 3. Nope. try the other side. Yeah, I missed my mark on one of these, so I've got to refigure this out. For my last little seam here, it never fails. Let's see here. Okay, let's try it here again. One, two, three. That won't work. Let's try it this way. No. No. Do. Move that coffee cup out of my way. Very close. That can't happen. What about over here then? That can't happen that way. Oh my goodness, come on, Quilt. Be cooperative here. Be cooperative here. How about this way? 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. Okay, there it is. I got it. Oops. One of the wheels on my chair was locked. So, here we go. Let's get this seam pinned and it will be done. Okay. And then we will stay stitch it all down. Okay. I just realized it's too big for my design wall, so I will just hold it up for y'all to get a look at it once it's complete. Once we get the stay stitching done. Because sure enough, if I hold it up without the stay stitching, some of my piecing will come apart around the edges. And that's why I do the stay stitching. Almost there. Okay. Last pin for the last seam. Woohoo. Holy Toledo, here we go, everybody. I'm going to stitch the last seam on this quilt top. Boy, howdy. Okay. It also happens to be the longest seam in the quilt. This seam has 8 blocks in it. So if I had sewed it all together in rows, I would have had 8 of these long, long seams to have to contend with. Our last seam on the Lacey log cabin quilt. Oh my goodness, this one has definitely been a journey, everybody. During the making of this quilt, I have had to have eye surgery. I was sick with from a reaction to my COVID and my flu vaccines. At first thought it was the flu vaccine that did it, but no, Mike got his the same day, his COVID booster, and he was sick as well. So. But boy, howdy. This quilt top has definitely been a journey, for sure. It was created during one of the worst hurricanes we've had in quite some time. A devastating hurricane, Hurricane Ian. I'm sure that name will get retired. Wow. Okay. So close. Oh my gosh, so close. It won't take but a couple minutes to do the stay stitching. It's fairly fast. But it's so worth it, then you don't have to worry about piecing along the edge of your quilt top coming undone while you're handling it or quilting it. Okay. Getting close to the end of the seam, everybody. And you know, you don't have to stay stitch it, but I will tell you from quilting my own quilts and quilts for other people, this is, if you're going to not put a border on a quilt, you want stay stitching around the edge of it. If someone brings me a quilt to quilt and it does not have a border, if there's no stay stitching, I make sure they know I'm going to stay stitch the edge of their quilt top before I quilt it. All right, and here is the last block, 2 blocks in the seam. Right here. Right here. All right, woohoo! The piecing is complete. Yes. Now we're going to stay stitch and the quilt top will be completely finished. So, stay stitching, I do it 3 millimeters, 3 millimeter length, 1/4 inch away from the edge, just like you were piecing your quilt top. And all I'm going to do, I'm just going to start at a corner using my 1/4 inch piecing foot. Let me zoom in on this. There we go. And I'm just going to, stay stitching is just straight stitching all the way around the edge. That keeps it from any stitches ripping out along seam lines, because this is pieced all the way to the edge of the quilt. And I'm just going to feed it through. The entire perimeter all the way around the quilt. You do not want to stretch your quilt top as you're doing this. You just have 4 sides to stay stitch, and then it will truly be done. And don't worry, once it's quilted, the binding will cover this up. You don't have to rip it out or anything like that. It's all good. just going to turn that corner. Not going to break my thread. And what that means when I say break it, I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to do this next side. Y'all, this quilt top measures approximately 88 inches by 88 inches. I did the math this morning on it. You know, and you could be a quarter to an eighth of an inch around from the edges. Wherever you want to do it at, I usually try to keep mine approximately a quarter inch away from the edges. You just don't want to pull on the fabric and stretch it as you're doing this. That's half of it done on the stay stitching. Okay. Almost there. Let me get a drink of my coffee. Woohoo! Down to that corner. And I think this is the last side to stay stitch. Let me get this straightened out here and I'll tell you. Pretty sure it is. Here are you. Yes, this is the last side. Here is truly the last seam on this quilt top, and the last stitching on it other than actually quilting and binding it. Here we go. We are truly a minute away from having this quilt top completely finished and ready to be quilted. Woohoo! gosh, everybody. Here we go. Here we go. Right here is the end of piecing this quilt top. Right here. Here we go. Cut the thread. Yay! It is complete. Oh my gosh. Holy Toledo, everybody. So, let's swap to a different camera. Let's go to this one for right this second. Oh my gosh, everybody. It is done. It is complete. The Lacey log cabin quilt top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this camera over here, give it a wider shot so you can get the best possible look at it. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Vanessa. So, let's see here. Let me see here. It's not going to work out that well, is it? Okay, here we go. Here we go. I will take a more professional picture of it at a later date, but you will get the gist of it right here. I've got thread scattered everywhere. Let's see here. Here we go. Now we're going to go straight up with it. And I am here by myself right now, so I have no one to help me with the camera. That's okay. But there it is. The Lacey log cabin quilt top. Isn't that pretty? Check out all the seams on the back, everybody. Oh my goodness. Check it out. 1,088 pieces on this quilt top. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay. Oops. So, oh my gosh. So the next episode of Quilts in Italy will be a week from tomorrow, which is where I will talk about and show off the fabric for the next quilt in this series. And it is going to be this one here titled Blue and White in the box. And it's actually a blue and cream is the colors, the fabric I'm ordering is this blue and cream color. It'll really be pretty, trust me. And let's see here. Let's open up one more. Come on. This will be our official October quilt. Is this blue and white. And there it just shows all the different the layouts and piecing diagrams and stuff. But that is on page 58 of the book. Okay. It only takes approximately 3 1/4 yards of these two fabrics to make this. So just so you know that, I will have some of the fabric available for purchase if anyone would like to make that quilt top with me. We will not start piecing and cutting next Monday. I will be talking about how to cut it out, but we'll actually be doing, it'll be more of a getting started episode. That will be episode 1 of the blue and white quilt top in the Quilts in Italy series a week from tomorrow. I will get that listed on the schedule. And boy howdy, that'll be a fun one. It'll be a nice, easy one. It'll be a break from how much sewing that was done on this current quilt top, the Lacey log cabin. Look at that, everybody. There it is again. Oh my goodness. Tracy, it will be at 6 o'clock on Monday night. I won't be doing it during the day. It'll be 6 p.m. on Sunday, Central Standard Time. Yes, and where's my mouse? Here, mouse. There we go. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And boy, howdy, this was a fun one, right? So we'll get started next week on our October quilt, blue and white quilt, page 58 in the book. Thank you, everybody. But I will be live again on Friday at my regular time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time from Austin, Texas, this coming Friday. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week. I will see you soon. And thank you so much for tuning in. Bye, everybody.